TC, Spiritual Shepherd. Welcome back, guys. Today we are going to be getting into selfish self-sabotage. Yes, I said that right. Selfish self-sabotage. What is selfish self-sabotage? So ultimately, we understand what self-care is. We've gone into the basis of, oh, this is self-care. Oh, this is self-care. And some people might even understand, oh, this is self-sabotage. This is self-sabotage. Okay, so what is selfish self-sabotage and what is selfless self-care? So we're going to get into selfish self-sabotage first and then selfless self-care, and we're going to tie them both together. So first and foremost, guys, selfish self-sabotage is exactly how it sounds. Exactly how it sounds. So something that you would do for yourself to sabotage yourself and then inherently say that it's selfish or inherently say that it's for yourself. So for example, guys, is like people are like one of the biggest selfish self-sabotaging quotes is, I'm just doing me. I'm just doing me. So that is a really, really big I'm doing me selfish self-sabotage quote. Why? Because generally when someone says I'm just doing me, that means that they're doing things that don't actually serve them but only serves the ego. Okay, so if it serves just the ego, it's not serving them as a spirit or as a being, as a soul. It's serving them as their flesh, as their ego. Okay, so this type of correlation is selfish self-sabotage. Okay, so this is the example of selfish self-sabotage. We are going to get into selfless self-care too. Okay, so it is generally doing things as a mask. It's a huge mask of like, oh, I just don't want to go to the gym because I just want to take care of myself or whatever. And it's like actually inherently going to the gym is taking care of yourself. Or I just want to drink on the weekends with my friends because I'm just doing me right now. Or I just want to vape because that's generally what I'm doing. Or I just want to act this way, or I just want to do this thing because, and it's generally a justification. Okay, so selfish self-sabotage is, so many people watch this stuff, so I guess I'll just do it too. Or even a big selfish self-sabotage. I've had these friends forever. I know they're toxic for me, but I'm just going to still hang out with them because they're my friends. Or that's what I think they are because they've always been. Okay, so that's a big justification of selfish self-sabotage. So it's generally how it is. It's very destructive, but it's always masked with an ego and masked with justification based on the emotionality, okay? So ultimately my family treats me like shit because they're a bunch of narcissistic pieces of shit. But they're my family, so I'm just gonna tolerate it, and I'm just gonna be a doormat because I'm used to it. It's like, why would you allow that sabotage in your life? And selfish self-sabotage. So you might look for ways selfishly to sabotage yourself, your real self, your capital S self. Okay, so don't look for selfish ways. What do I mean by that? I mean I'm just doing me on the weekends. I'm just partying on the weekends. I just party on Fridays and Saturdays. That's what I do. But it's like, that shit ain't good for you. Okay? I know that shit ain't good for me. And I know that shit's not good for you. So you should know that shit's not good for you either. So real selfless self-care, now let's lead into selfless self-care, is getting into the point where you do things for yourself. You do things for yourself not because you want to do it, but because you know it's good for you, which is discipline. Self-discipline is being a disciple. True self-discipline is being a disciple. Self-discipline, lowercase self-discipline, is being a disciple, okay? Why? Why is this? Because when I don't want to wake up at 3:30, okay, but I do it anyways because I know that it heeds my knowledge, it gives me focus, it makes me money, it makes me strong, it makes me mentally strong, emotionally strong, a multitude of things. I go to the gym not because I'm sore, but because I need to get it done, because I got to do it, because I get to do it, because I enjoy doing it. I get to do my breath work. Not I got to do my breath work, I have to do my breath work. I get to do my breath work. I get to do my meditation. I get to do my business. I get to do my, whatever, okay? And a lot of self-care can generally also be some form of selfish. I wouldn't say it's necessarily sabotage, but there's a lot of I'm talking about self-care as in caring for the capital self, caring for the higher self, the higher version of you. Okay, so would check your lower instant gratification ego, okay, for a higher, more gratified being. Okay, what do I mean by this? I mean that your lowercase self, your ego, your small self, okay, your egoic fleshly self wants to be like, I don't want to read. I want to go on Instagram and scroll. I want to go on TikTok and scroll. I want to just hang out with my friends and drink and smoke. I want to eat what I want. I want to wake up when I want. And I want to do what I want or not do what I want. And it's like, well, guess what? If you're always based on the feelings of I get to do what I want and all this type of stuff, then you're not going to discipline and lead yourself to success. How? Because I don't want to go to the gym. So if I was always at the whims of what I didn't want to do, then I would never go to the fucking gym. Okay. If I didn't want to be good in I just don't want to study relationships so then I can be better in one. It's like, if I always did what I fucking wanted to do, then it would never serve me. It would never serve the better version of me. It always serve the lower version of me. What do I mean? So if I always serve the lower version of me, it would never serve the higher version of me. It would never serve the higher version of me, ever. Because it would be like, well, you know what? I think because I want to get fucked up, because I want to be a drug addict, because I want to be a piece of shit, because I want to just sleep with every motherfucking woman, I'm just going to do it. So, like, is that going to be the mindset? Or is it going to be like, nah, like, that's the bitch right there. That's the bitch right there. That's the one. Okay? And then also it's like, I'm not going to be at the whims of what the fuck I want to do. It's going to be what I need to do. Okay? There's a difference. Being a boy is what you fucking want to do. Being a girl is what you fucking want to do. Being who you are supposed to be is doing what you fucking need to do. Being a fucking grown-ass woman, being an empress, being a queen, being a man, being an emperor, being a king comes from doing the shit that you need to do. Okay? Conquering the places that you need to conquer. Hey, what's up with it? How are you? So ultimately, that's the basis of selfish self-sabotage and selfless self-care. Okay, so in the business, this is a big correlation because a lot of people might mask selfish self-sabotaging techniques and even rituals or models that they'll do every single day. Like, oh, well, I want to sleep in because I want to sleep in. And I'm not saying don't ever sleep in either. Like, please hear me. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm not saying don't eat Chick-fil-A. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, like, you could still eat Chick-fil-A and probably just eat a little bit better. And then it wouldn't be so difficult for you to be, looking good, which you want to look good at the beach, right? You want to be good in a relationship, right? You want to be, you want to have a lot of money. So sometimes we have to do things that, like, draw us to those things, regardless if we don't want to do those things. So, like, if you want to look at the beach, well, you gotta honestly be like, oh, well, I'm gonna honestly lift. I'm gonna go to the fucking gym. I'm gonna get it fucking done, and then I'm gonna get the fuck out and grow. That's like literally my motto. Get the fuck up. Thank you. Get the fuck up. Go to the fucking gym. Get it fucking done. Get the fuck out and grow. That is the motto. Okay, and the whole thing is like, if you do that and you do that consistently, then you will absolutely get what you want. And there's automation on everything. There's automation on the body that you want. There's automation on the money that you want. There's automation on the relationships that you want. You ever see that one person who could just eat whatever the hell they want in high school, in college? You see that person who can get any girl that they want, any guy that they want. You could see, and the thing is, I'm in a relationship. I already got the empress that I want. Okay. And now the relationship is smooth sailing because I've studied women, because I've studied psychology, because I've studied sociology, because I've done this type of correlation. But the thing is like, if we're always going, against ourselves, we're like, you know what? I'm going to take 3 steps forward and I'm going to take 3.5 steps back. And then we're like, why do I keep taking half steps in my life? And it's generally because every time you go forward, that's when you'll sabotage. You'll selfish self-sabotage. So what are selfless self-care techniques? Doing things that you necessarily don't want to do because you know it's good for you. So let's take it into like the spirituality aspects, because this is what I do for spirituality. So if you're in the spiritual, community and you like the spirituality community, some big thing is really like finding yourself a book like this. Finding yourself a book like this. The Book of Wisdom. The Book of Wisdom. So this book has a multitude of things, and I mean, obviously I already know all of this. Like everything that I see in all of this, I get it, okay? But it has so many different techniques. So that's Kabbalah. So it's going to go like Kabbalah, tree of life, as above, so below. But the big thing about this is if you already know stuff like this, now you just see visuals. And when you see visuals, what? A picture's worth 1,000 words. A video's worth 1,000 pictures. Okay? Lifestyle is fucking priceless. Like actually living the experience is significantly more priceless. You ever hear that one person who says, "Oh, I don't do that. I don't do that, but I don't think you should do that." And it's like, well, you've never experienced it, so how do you know if that's like not the greatest thing that can actually, help you? Now, I don't want to get too off track, but selfless self-care. Selfless self-care. It's doing the things that you don't necessarily want to do, reading the things that you need to do, learning the things that you need to do, and eventually you'll fall in love with it. Going through dopamine detoxes, going through celibacy, going through semen retention, cultivating that makes your relationship significantly better, 1,000%. You can build businesses. You can literally be a millionaire doing that. There's also a cultivation of keeping your places clean, scheduling, automation, having all this type of stuff based around self-care. So in the AM, before everyone is even up, generally where I'm at. So let's say like I wake up at 3:30. It's just a natural thing that I like to do. I wake up at 3:30. Okay. So from that 3:30 point of view, I'm done by around 6 a.m. Maybe 5:55. Okay. So around 5:55, I'm done with my biohacking. Okay, so I've gone to the gym, I've done the sauna, I've done the ice bath, I've done, even like facial structure techniques, facial yoga, qigong, breath work, meditation, reading, journaling, AM ritual, everything for my hygiene, every single thing by the time it's 5:55. Most people will not get this done. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm saying that most people do not get this stuff done, okay? And so by just inherently doing it and then doing it every day, I mean, people will say it's luck. People will say it's overnight success, but it's just devout work. It's being a devotee. It's being a monk. It's being a guru. It's being honorable. It's being honorable. What is the biggest thing in anime? What is the biggest thing in martial arts? It's honor. It's honor. It's not even virtue. Virtue leads to honor. You have to be virtuous to lead yourself to honor. And then it's not even just being honorable, but it's being honored. It's receiving like, yeah, people honor me. Like they're like, whoa, that is it right there. Okay, there's no greater gift than honor. There's no greater experience than honor. So I want you guys, I really want, and that's why selfless self-care is important. That's why be ridding yourself of selfish self-sabotage is important. You will look for ways sometimes like, oh, fuck, sometimes it might be difficult to make $1 million business, but that's what I really want in the end. That's what my bigger want is. My immediate gratification want is I want to fucking get fucked up. I want to get fucked up. I want to get fucked up and I want to eat whatever the fuck I want, hang with whoever I want. That's what I instantly want to do. Do I really want to do that though? Or do the underlying consequences and the underlying tonality of time, is that going to fuck that up? Or do I really want this that can literally get all of that times 1,000,000, literally? Or am I just going to go for that instant gratification now? The key is putting off instant gratification in general as long as fucking possible. That's how you have the best body. That's how you have the biggest finances. That's how you cultivate the best relationships. Like literally a man is seen by how much he can restrict, by how much he doesn't fucking need. And then there's like, oh shit, like there is respect in that. There is honor in that. So it's like when you go to the fucking store or when you go out to eat, is somebody going to be like, oh, so what do you want to drink? I'm good. What do you want to eat? I'm good. Or do you want to do extra stuff? I'm good. Being good, being content is being a man. Just trust me. It comes with this. It comes with the state of like, holy shit, this person like cannot be fucked with. This person cannot be fucked with. This person cannot be fucked with. It's a huge thing. Okay. And then it's also being able to do whatever the fuck you want and still conserving yourself. Where you're just like, Like, you can fucking buy a Ferrari, you can buy a Lamborghini, you can buy multiple dogs, multiple houses, multiple cars. You can have a multitude of businesses, but then at the end, it's just like, you know what? I don't necessarily need material. I'm not saying don't ever have material, but I'm saying there's another level of rich minimalism, the new rich minimalism, where it's just like you don't necessarily need shit. Traveling is a luxury, you know, always first class or private. So many different things. Going to very luxury places, luxury retreats, never having to work a 9 to 5, multitudes of things like this.